This is Chris Turner on LM Radio Mozambique with his series on hobbies.
The time's 20 to 7. And I've been increasingly worried that our children have lost interest in making things and being constructive. Instead, they seem to be spending all their time on phones and tablets. But I was very pleased to read that the model rail manufacturer Hornby, which also sells Scalextric sets and Airfix models, enjoyed a strong Christmas trading as traditional toys thrived in the era of smartphones and video games. This is really encouraging because it means that there's a revival in hands-on hobbies that help to develop skills and interest and provide a great stimulus for careers in engineering. And of course, one of those stimuli is amateur radio. So I'll be chatting about that probably next week sometime. And I look forward to your feedback and to comments from you. You're listening to your LM. 22 minutes to 8. And I was talking earlier about hands-on hobbies and how they seem to be in decline. But many thousands of the inventions that have changed the world have been by people without any great formal education, experimenting at home, and maybe even as a hobby. One of those is a man called Marconi. Yes, you've probably heard of him. At 20 years old, he spent long hours in the attic of his father's house in Villa Pontecchio in Italy. For months, he lived the life of a hermit, dedicating himself almost entirely to his first experiments in early wireless telegraphy. Well, he had a young man called Mignani, who became his assistant and shared his enthusiasm. It was in the summer of the following year, this was in 1897, that the young Marconi did his first major experiment. He positioned his experimental transmitter near the attic window of the villa and instructed Mignani to take a rifle and the receiver to the other side of a hill. He says, "I'll tap 3 times. If the receiver clicks 3 times, shoot." Mignani walked away with the rifle, and Marconi called his mother into the silkworm room to witness what was about to happen. When Mignani arrived at his place, with bated breath, Marconi tapped the button 3 times, and after what seemed like an eternity, from the other side of the hill came the sound of a gunshot which echoed through the valley. Well, that was the moment that wireless communications was born, and the wireless era began. So there you go. Experiments at home. Encourage your children to experiment and to stay off their devices and do things with their hands. You never know. There may be another Marconi that changes the world. You're listening to your LM Breakfast.
That was Chris Turner. Watch out for the rest of the series.